The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And bear with me, I lost part of my voice last night during the Knicks game, but it was worth it.
And they're coming back in 7.
That's right.
I guarantee it. A look outside right now to start out your Friday morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Today we'll be beginning with some areas of fog. If you're driving through Utica, right over the Mohawk River, you might encounter that narrow strip of fog you can see there on our tower cam, as well as the faint signature of that fog heading into downtown Utica from the Nexus Center camera. Either way, the clouds down south are preventing a lot of that fog from forming. Actually, I should say there could be a bit of a hint of fog down there in Oneonta. Either way, temperatures begin in the low 50s across central New York. Radar this morning looking dry, and as we head throughout the day today, expect those temperatures to climb into the low 70s to upper 60s with peaks of sunshine. It's a mainly dry day today, so that's the good news. Well, we are looking at rainfall arriving this weekend. It won't be, I would say, nearly a washout, but it's going to be a cold and breezy and damp one. We'll have the details on that, plus that long-awaited warm-up following this weekend coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. One of the COs.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Happy Friday, guys. On this final Friday of May, I think a lot of us, with the weather we've seen this month, kind of want to put this month behind us. And don't worry, June will come in like a torch, at least when it comes to those warmer temperatures. Maybe not so much for the first of the month, but the second and beyond. Either way, here's a look at what you can expect as you leave to work this morning. 50s temperature-wise during your day today to start. And we got some pockets of fog. This is from the Mohawk River heading down into the Mohawk Valley. This is not a very dense portion of fog, but it's something to monitor as you head out to work this morning. Now, the radar is looking dry today. We are expecting mainly dry weather. Any lingering drizzle will be negligible, if that. And we are dealing with that fog this morning. This afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures peaking into the eventual upper 60s, low 70s. So it's a pretty nice end of the work week. However, as we head into the weekend, we are tracking rainfall. I know, rain again on the weekend. We're going to track where the heaviest of rain falls and how the entire weekend shapes up minute by minute in that full forecast. Gary?
We'll hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. If you find it hard to...
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Wow, what a shot in Oneonta there. Good morning, everyone. Today we are looking at mainly dry weather, but let's just do a quick preview of the elephant in the room, that weekend forecast. Here's a look at it, and it's not pretty, I know, but we'll start out with it. Clouds and rain for Saturday, and cool and breezy conditions on Sunday with lingering showers. Temperatures both days likely in the 50s. So this is going to be another one of those, I wouldn't say nearly gloomy. Maybe you can put gloomy for the correct word there. Weekend heading into Saturday and Sunday. And we'll time out that rainfall here in a second. But first, as you head out the door today, you got fog to deal with, primarily in the Mohawk Valley. It's not incredibly dense fog, but it's still fog nonetheless, and temperatures will be in the 50s to start, climbing into the 70s by this afternoon. As you can see here, the radar initially dry. Any patchy light drizzle will be negligible today. But by the afternoon, again, things are looking dry. It's great for heading out to the course between noontime, 6 p.m. You do have a decent wind you'll be dealing with from the west a little bit, especially by the evening hours. But just again, as a heads up, there's a few more golf cards left as we enter June. Go ahead and get them right now. You've got 18 holes with 17 courses. You can download that or use the QR code here to get the WKTV deal card. Again, it's a great deal to have here, especially if you're an avid golfer. So What we're tracking this weekend, we've got this nor'easter moving up the coast. It's going to collide with this cold air mass northwest of us. And this cold front, although it's ushering in cooler weather, is going to push much of that sustained heaviest of rain outside of central New York. The wraparound rain, though, will likely push with some light drizzle into Sunday here across the area. So again, today, sunshine moves in, temperatures in the 70s, a pretty nice end of the work week. Here comes that rain, it moves in, much of that heaviest of rainfall sticks out to the east near the capital region. And then as we head into Saturday evening, some pockets of rainfall, and then lingering rain ends for the most part by the overnight hours. Then by Sunday morning, cool and breezy, damp conditions, lingering drizzle, and then by the afternoon, we've got clouds and some patchy rain showers heading into the overnight hours. So when it comes to your next 7 days, it's cool, it's a breezy one this weekend. We turn our attention to next week. This is something that we haven't seen in quite a while. We've got 70s and 80s with sunshine. Yes, some thunderstorms possible on Thursday, but this is something that will typically happen in summer regardless, summertime thunderstorms. But Gary, I think anyone who's watching right now might be looking at those 4 days from the weekend and just maybe wishing they were a few days earlier, but they're happy that they're nonetheless, including myself. I'm happy those are there. So.
Just in time for the NBA Finals next week, right? Eric, thanks. Artificial Intelligence Half Hour. I'm Gary Lubator. If you're heading out soon, you'll love the warm temperatures, but be prepared for some fog. And Eric, in some spots, that fog is pretty thick, right?
Yeah, that's right. In some higher elevations, at least as you had it in from the, you can see the valley fog, though it's not nearly below, close to the ground. As you head up a little bit, that's when that fog is a little bit more on the thicker side. So here's a view of the fog here in the Mohawk Valley this morning. As we head into Oneonta, a shot of a beautiful sunrise out there right now. So some pockets of central New York fog-free in a place that usually sees fog. For example, Oneonta. Either way, temperature 54 degrees. It's a mild start to your day today. Other spots of central New York waking up to the 40s and 50s as well. The radar looking dry. We are expecting a mainly dry and warm day today with high temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Enjoy the dryness today because the weekend is going to be arriving with a little bit of rain, a little bit of cool weather, a little bit of breezy conditions. We'll have the full detailed look at that weekend forecast coming up in a few short minutes. Gary?
Eric, thank you. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. President Trump had...
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Happy Friday, guys. What a great scene of the Oneonta camera there down in the city of the hills. On this Friday, we begin in the 50s, climbing into the 70s this afternoon. A different story weather-wise as we look ahead to later on this week, or I should say this weekend. We're down into the 50s Saturday and Sunday, but I think the elephant in the room here is the Monday through Wednesday stretch here, approaching near 80 degrees or even higher as we enter the middle of next week. So we've got this, we just got to get through this first. Now, our photo of the day on this Friday takes us to East Herkimer. Shout out to East Herkimer this morning. Our photo is taken of a beautiful sunset by Kendra. Thank you, Kendra, for this amazing photo of the sun rays peeking through the clouds out in the distance. And if you have a beautiful photo like this you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics for the chance of your photo featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Continuous rain and a lack of sunshine is delaying the growing season here in central New York. And for larger farms, time is running out. Here's News Channel 2's Kirk Tupai with more.
Farm tractors are fueled up and ready to plant, but some large farms are holding off on planting field corn and soybean crops that are usually in the ground by early May. Local farmer Joe Giuliano says time is running out.
I think if it don't shape up in the next week or two, then we got a serious problem.
Joe and some smaller farms are planting every week or two, so there's a better chance at success, even if it's a smaller crop.
It's been cool temperatures, so I think we're going to have a lot of gaps this year. I think they're going to be flushes of corn, and there's going to be parts, times where you're going to be out waiting for the next field to get ready.
Over at Savicki's Farm Market, owner Eric Savicki has been working to keep the plants in the greenhouses fresh. He's expecting a rush to plant those home gardens.
People haven't been planting a lot because it's been difficult. You want to mow your lawn when it's nice out. But we are getting inching closer to nicer weather, so I think it'd be great to get out there and support your local places.
Eric says now is the time to plant while the ground is soft and the temperatures aren't burning the plants. It's a good time to plant most vegetables, but there are some plants that should go in now.
If you're looking into planting pumpkins and stuff like that, this is the time period to plant that. You have about, I would say, 2 weeks, maybe not even that much from now to get those kind of like winter squash and stuff needs to get planted right away.
It's looking like a great year for strawberries and apples. The selection of flowers in the greenhouse is also amazing. It's just a matter of getting out to put them in the ground.
I think things will be a week or two behind. If we get some heat, things will catch up, but it needs to stop raining in our area. It needs to stop.
Central New York, I mean, in 2 weeks it could be 95 and humid and dry, so don't wait too long to figure out what the weather's going to be like.
In Clinton, I'm Kirk Tupai reporting for News Channel 2.
The State Health Department is out.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Friday, everyone. We begin the day today relatively dry. In fact, aside from some fog, it's going to turn out to be a pretty nice day today. A look at Oneonta, we are witnessing a pretty nice sunrise, a great end to the work week. Beautiful shot of that sun out in the distance there. And it's my favorite time of the year right now when we can actually see the sunrise during our shows. I'm not the biggest fan of talking on News Channel 2 at sunrise and the sun hasn't risen yet, but either way, here's a look at it outside right now. Temperature sitting at the 54-degree mark in Oneonta early today. And although today's expected to be nice, really not so much this weekend. I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. We've got clouds and rain Saturday, cool and breezy conditions on Sunday with some lingering wraparound rainfall. The radar early today, aside from some isolated light drizzle, nuisance rainfall, impacts really negligible when it comes to rain today, if any does fall. Which means that if you head out this afternoon, maybe to the golf course, you've got great weather for it. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s, a decent breeze, but based off of the recent weather, this is prime conditions. I'm grading this based off of comparisons to previous weeks in the rain and cold we've had. Another thing to have too, we have less than 40 left, I believe, of the WKTV golf card. Go ahead and you can scan that code right there. It'll take you to the screen where you can get a golf card. Again, it's a great deal to have for the golf season, especially with these warmer temperatures on the way next week. So what's happening this weekend? Why is it turning rainy and cool again? Well, we've got two impacts. We've got one, this nor'easter moving up the coast, but two, this cold front slipping down just in time for us on the weekend to produce that cool weather. But what I can tell you is that cold front bringing the cooler weather is going to push much of this heaviest of rain out east. And I guess it's a trade-off. Would you like cooler but drier weather or warmer but wetter weather? I guess it's one of those things you have to kind of debate in your head. Either way, sunshine today, temperatures in the 70s. That rainfall moves in tonight. Notice a lot of that heaviest of rain falls east of the Mohawk Valley, heading closer to the capital region, and lingers throughout the day. By Saturday afternoon, some patchy drizzle, not nearly as intensive rainfall as the overnight hours. And then, of course, you can see here, once that rain exits to our east, there could be some flurries falling in the highest elevations in the Adirondacks, and flurries maybe more so wintry mix, grapple mix as well. Then Sunday, it's a cool and breezy one. Temperatures upper 40s, low to mid 50s, clouds, on and off rain. It's just going to be a bit of a cool one to wrap up the weekend. But as we head into next week, this is something that a lot of you have been waiting for, and this is something that I've been waiting for personally. 60s and 70s as we head into next week with sunshine, opportunity for a thunderstorm or two Thursday, but that's typical for this time of year, or should be typical for this time of year. We really have had a lack of them with cold and rain, but again, we just got to get through this weekend, and next week's looking warm and very June-like.
Let's get to June, right?
Yes.
Enough with this rainy May.
Yeah,
We're tired.
forget about it.
The time right now is 5:53.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And coffee this morning.
Yeah, it's been just a crazy May. I think it's coffee time. I think, honestly, this might not be enough coffee. Maybe we need to bring out the big mugs here for some more coffee.
Yeah, get rid of May, right?
Oh, what a month it's been, but we are looking at a pretty nice day today. That's the silver lining here. A live look outside. First off, in the Mohawk Valley right now, we've got some patchy fog early today. Temperatures in the 50s, not too bad of a start here. So that's the only travel impact as you head out the door this morning. 52 in Utica right now. Oneonta, a little warmer at 54 degrees with a lot nicer of a sunrise out there in the distance here. And again, the common theme this morning, the weather is dry. Sunshine to the south, lingering clouds to the north. Either way, temperatures not too bad to start your Friday. The radar is dry at this point. The most we would see rain-wise would be some patchy drizzle today, if that. Then as we head into this evening and tonight, we'll see a lot more in terms of sunshine. But again, today, high temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, a pretty nice end of the work week. By tonight, we'll see the arrival of rainfall. Yes, another rainy weekend, but there could be some good news. Yes, good news when it comes to rainfall totals. We'll have the details on the latest path of that rain system, as well as the temperature trend heading into the weekend in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget that Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. One of the CEOs.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back, everyone, on this Friday morning. Time now is 6:10, and as you head to work today, there will be some areas of patchy fog. Otherwise, it's a dry start to your morning. Here's a live look at our tower cam we just saw moments ago. The main focus here on this camera is actually out in the valley here. There's that layer of fog. Almost looks like a lake out there. We've got a Mohawk Lake here in the Mohawk Valley. This is primarily focused, again, in those elevations. You head up into those hilltops, the fog is gone. And so as we take a look right now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, things are beginning dry. We are looking at some light radar signatures out west of us. If anything, the worst it would produce is a light sprinkle. Either way, much of the day today looks to be dry. Patchy fog this morning. Temperatures in the 50s, climbing into the 70s by this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. So a pretty nice end of the work week. However, we might not be able to say the same for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, a little bit more rainy, a little cooler. We'll have the timing of rainfall, the amount of rain, and what follows it coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Who needs nice weather on a weekend, right?
Yeah, we're used to it at this point.
That's for sure. Thanks. Well, if you find it hard to pay attention at work, you're not.
All your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
I just have one question for you. Did you just your ticket yet?
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Today, it's looking pretty nice weather-wise. A live look at Oneonta, where we're starting to see that faded sun out in the distance there. A beautiful shot of that sunrise out in the morning sky. 54 degree start to your day today in Oneonta. Similar temperatures. across the board in the Mohawk Valley. This weekend, how it feels like today is probably about as warm as it'll get. And I'm not sugarcoating anything this weekend. It's going to be cool and rainy, mainly on Saturday, a little bit more breezy on Sunday. And we're going to dive into this weekend forecast here in a second. First off, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, the live radar. We are tracking some light radar signatures out in the west. These appear to be anything, or at least nothing more than light drizzle, even if it does reach the ground. Elevated moisture, nothing notable with that system arriving from the west. And with that in mind, if you have any plans to go out to the golf course, today's looking pretty nice. Temperatures in the 70s. Yes, there is a little bit of a wind out there, but when compared to last week's weather, I feel like a day like today, you're going to be jumping as quick as you can out into the golf cart today. So again, this afternoon, great outdoor weather. And a reminder, we have a few more golf cards left. Get them before you can't get them anymore for the summertime. Great deal for it. Again, it's for this summer, 18 holes, 17 courses. You can go online to our website, or previously there you could scan our QR code. I'll show it later on in the broadcast in case you missed it. So, what's happening this weekend? Why is it rainy? Why is it cool? Well, we've got a nor'easter moving up the coast. This is going to bring the rainfall. This trailing cold front is going to bring the cool weather. Now, we've got a trade-off, and it's up to you to decide which one you'd rather prefer. Would you rather prefer a warm, consistent, steady rain, or less rain but cooler weather? Because that's the case. This cold front's actually pushing a lot of the steadiest of rainfall east of our area, which means it's going to be a little drier, but of course a little cooler. So today, a lack of cool weather, temperatures in the 70s. That rain moves in tonight. Steadiest of rainfall following the capital region overnight into much of tomorrow morning. Then lingering rain showers pass through the area Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Nuisance rain, if that, just drizzle, breezy conditions. It's a damp one, a cloudy one. Nothing really too redeeming about Saturday. Even for Sunday as well, they've got clouds, temperatures in the 50s with sporadic rain showers. A little more dry, of course, Sunday compared to Saturday. So when it comes to that 7-day forecast, if you just forget about what happens Saturday and Sunday and you focus on what happens next week, I think you'll be a lot more happy with the 7-day forecast. Either way, I know I'm looking forward to next week's weather. 60s and 70s, great outdoor conditions, sun shining, maybe a thunderstorm or two on Thursday, but typical summertime conditions. And I think with the approaching June weather, June-like weather, non-May-like weather this past month, I think we're going to like a lot more of what June has to provide.
It's nice to see 80s on the 7-day.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. Artificial intelligence chatbots are making for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Well, if you're heading out soon, you may encounter some fog. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center. And Eric, from Utica, it looked like the fog was already lifting.
Yeah, that's right. The latest trend of this fog, it looks like it's lifting, especially in locations on the north side of the Mohawk Valley. In fact, let's take a zoom-up shot here of our vantage point here from the Cavie Tower Cam up here on Smith Hill. And of course, this is out looking in the east toward the Mohawk Valley, Herkimer, Ilion, Mohawk. That's where that fog layer is still stubborn near the ground. It's not thick, at least for the most part, but it's still notable. Either way, aside from that fog, quiet start to your day today. Faded sunshine in Oneonta. That's where some spots are waking up to slightly warmer temperatures in the mid-50s. Now, a look at those temperatures across the state, 50s across the board, 40s in Hamilton, and in some spots pushing near 60 in Syracuse. In fact, it is 60 out in Albany this morning. So depending on if you're heading east or west of the thruway, you could encounter some warmer temperatures. Radar is looking mainly dry. There are a few very small isolated showers. If any, they'll be very light and they'll pass over us, giving way to sunshine by this afternoon. Temperatures peaking in the low 70s. A pretty nice end of the work week. I wish I could extend this nice weather into the weekend. Unfortunately, though, it looks like it might be another cool and damp one. We'll have the latest rainfall trends and those temperature trends coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump heads to Pennsylvania.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. It's been quite a week. It's been quite a month. Last Friday of May, we enter June starting Sunday. And although June-like weather doesn't really arrive on Sunday itself, next week we begin to see that warm up, and I think seeing a lot more tall orange pillars here of 80s is something I think a lot of us are looking forward to. 70s Tuesday, even in the upper 60s on Monday. It's a gradual increase of temperature, but that warm up is expected to arrive. Unfortunately, though, we have to wait until after that week, the weekend's weather. So that's what takes place this weekend and next week temperature-wise. Let's recap our photo of the day. This one takes us to East Herkimer. Shout out to the people watching from East Herkimer this morning, or just Herkimer in general. This photo was sent in by Kendra of a beautiful sunrise, or I should say sunset, out in the distance there with the sun rays peeking through the clouds. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
Thanks. Continuous rain and a lack of sunshine is delaying the growing season here in central New York. And for larger farms, time is running out. Here's News Channel 2's Kirk Tupai with more.
Farm tractors are fueled up and ready to plant, but some large farms are holding off on planting field corn and soybean crops that are usually in the ground by early May. Local farmer Joe Giuliano says time is running out.
I think if it don't shape up in the next week or two, then we got a serious problem.
Joe and some smaller farms are planting every week or two, so there's a better chance at success, even if it's a smaller crop.
It's been cool temperatures, so I think we're going to have a lot of gaps this year. I think they're going to be flushes of corn, and there's going to be parts, times where you're going to be out waiting for the next field to get ready.
Over at Savicki's Farm Market, owner Eric Savicki has been working to keep the plants in the greenhouses fresh. He's expecting a rush to plant those home gardens.
People haven't been planting a lot because it's been difficult. You want to mow your lawn when it's nice out. But we are getting inching closer to nicer weather, so I think it's it'd be great to get out there and support your local places.
Eric says now is the time to plant while the ground is soft and the temperatures aren't burning the plants. It's a good time to plant most vegetables, but there are some plants that should go in now.
If you're looking into planting pumpkins and stuff like that, this is the time period to plant that. You have about, I would say, 2 weeks, maybe not even that much from now, to get those kind of like winter squash and stuff. Needs to get planted right away.
It's looking like a great year for strawberries and apples. The selection of flowers in the greenhouse is also amazing. It's just a matter of getting out to put them in the ground.
I think things will be a week or two behind. If we get some heat, things will catch up, but it needs to stop raining in our area. It needs to stop.
Central New York, I mean, in 2 weeks it could be 95 and humid and dry, so don't wait too long to figure out what the weather's going to be like.
In Clinton, I'm Kirk Tupai reporting for News Channel 2.
The State Health Department is out with
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Today we begin with a mix of clouds, fog, even some faded sunshine as we take a live look inside or from our vantage point on Hartwick College, facing the eastern sky of Oneonta. 54-degree start to the day today in the city. Up in the Mohawk Valley, a little cooler, but I do want to emphasize that today's temperature is going to be pretty warm, into the low 70s. The temperature right now is about as warm as it'll get this weekend. I know it doesn't have a very nice look to it, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all for you here. It's going to be a cool, damp, and rainy weekend. Maybe more so damp, less steady rainfall, but we'll get to the timing of that rainfall here in a second. The radar right now is mainly dry. We are tracking a few areas of patchy light rain just outside of Oswego and parts of Lewis County up near Watertown. And that rainfall is likely to be negligible for the entire day today. In fact, that rain does diminish for the most part by the afternoon. So if you're planning on doing anything outdoors, like going to the golf course today, it's nice weather. Temperatures in the 70s. Again, a decent wind, but compared to what we've seen the past couple of weeks, you'll consider today's weather 10 out of 10 for going out to play some golf. Either way, if you haven't done so yet, there's a few more of these cards left. You can download it by scanning this QR code here. You can take it to the screen where you can check out this Golfer's Paradise deal card. Again, it's a great deal for 18 holes with 17 courses. And of course, as we enter next week, it's great weather for golfing either way. But this weekend, maybe not so much for golfing. The reason for it, we've got this low pressure, this nor'easter that moves up the coast. And then we've got this cold front moving in from the northwest. And hypothetical question for you to debate either in your head or amongst who is watching this morning, would you rather have steady or at least more rain and warmer temperatures or less rain and cooler temperatures for your weekend? Because what was initially expected was a slightly warmer weekend with this low surging in rainfall. What's happening now is this cold front is somewhat pushing much of this rainfall out east. So we're going to see less total rainfall, but a cooler weekend. So today, enjoy it. Temperatures in the 70s, sunshine here and there. That rain moves in tonight. Notice a lot of that heaviest of rainfall taking place in the capital region out east. Still, we've got some nuisance rainfall in the afternoon for Saturday. Cool, damp conditions, breezy conditions as well. Maybe a bit of a wintry mix in the higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley. Overnight and early Sunday morning. Light accumulation, if anything. Then by Sunday, it's a mainly cloudy day with some passing on and off sprinkles. Either way, we end the weekend with clouds and we arrive next week with sunshine, warmth, temperatures slowly climbing in the upper 60s, upper 70s, eventually low 80s. And something we haven't seen in quite a while. I know I'm going to just forget about May and focus on June. The May that never happened.
Yeah.
We go from, well, I guess with the winter we've had too, we go from wintertime, now it's June.
Yeah.
Forget about May.
We're due for a great month.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is Eric Gage joining us. And Eric, a rather nice day out there today here on this Friday.
Yeah, that's right. The sun, it's a bit blocked out by the clouds. See a lot more sunshine later this afternoon. And in fact, pretty nice day overall today. But the elephant in the room I was mentioning earlier, that weekend forecast. And unfortunately, there's not too much sunshine, not too much warmth along with it. 50s, on and off rain, clouds, breezy conditions. It's going to be yet again a unsettled weekend. It's been quite a while since we've seen completely dry conditions for both days, Saturday and Sunday. But for now, we'll enjoy the nice weather. Live like in Cooperstown, temperatures sitting in the 60s right now. 71 in Syracuse, 75 Dansville, 74 down in Poughkeepsie. Still in the upper 50s in parts of the Adirondacks, but the radar, of course, is looking dry right now. The rest of the day today, mostly cloudy skies. By tonight, we'll see the arrival of rain showers. That'll set the stage for a pretty unsettled weekend, but again, it's going to be cool, damp. We are missing out on a lot of that heaviest of rain. We'll track the latest trend of that nor'easter coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Motion dates.
Storm Tracker 2 provides weather updates based on your location. Sign into the app for your hourly to daily weather forecasts. There are many features within this app, such as radar for not only precipitation, but clouds and temperatures as well. This information is provided by our local meteorologists. All of these features blend to create an easy application for you to use. Find Storm Tracker 2 now on both the App Store and Google Play. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, dry. We've got mostly cloudy skies. However, in the screen right here, you might be able to see it. We have some clear moving in from the west. A live look in Utica right now. You can see those cloudy skies, but plenty of blue skies out in western New York including the Finger Lakes, Rochester, Buffalo, all reporting sunshine. So that's on our way. We just got to get through this stubborn cloud layer initially. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is looking dry, and with the dry weather expected for the remainder of this afternoon and into this evening, if you've been just hoping to get some time in at the golf course, go ahead and do it today. Weather looks great early this afternoon and great for this evening. You might have to deal with 8 to 10 mile an hour winds, but those winds, at least comparatively to the weather we've seen recently, not too bad. And reminder, we still have some available. The WKTV golf card, you can scan it with your phone right here. It'll take you to the screen where you can find out more information on it too. But personally, it's something that'd be very beneficial for those of you who want to explore other golf courses around the area. You haven't seen them yet. It's a great deal for 18 holes and 17 courses. So today we've got cloud cover, stubborn clouds, sunshine to move in, and then we'll see the arrival of rain. Now watch what happens with this low pressure here. Notice how it slingshots to the north. And I'm here with a hypothetical question. You can ask yourself, ask people who you're watching with right now. Would you rather have a warmer but rainier Saturday or a less rainy but colder Saturday? That's the trade-off we're seeing with the latest trend. It's trending cooler, but it's also trending drier. That cold front that's moving from the northwest is sweeping much of that energy of that nor'easter out closer to the east, meaning that much of that heaviest of rainfall stays outside of our area. So you can see here, dry weather today. By tonight, that rainfall begins to move in. Watch next to me. Much of that heaviest of rain takes place in the capital region itself and farther east. Still, this zone right here, including maybe the outskirts of Little Falls, Cooperstown, Oneonta, you might see more than your fair share of rainfall from this. But again, Utica, Camden, Morrisville, Boonville, you're out of the heaviest of rainfall from this event. Either way, it's still damp, it's breezy, it's cool. We're not out of the woods with rainfall entirely. In fact, Sunday, a little bit more dry with temperatures in the 50s and some passing rain showers, hit or miss. Your 7-day forecast, I mentioned yesterday and I'll mention again today, if you ignore the weekend, next week is looking pretty nice. Temperatures climbing up into the upper 60s, eventually upper 70s to low 80s with plenty of sun and warm temperatures. 80 on the 7 day, 2 days above 80, Gary. I don't remember the last time we've had that on our 7-day forecast, so I think it's well deserved.
It is, and this weekend might be a good weekend to get some things done inside before all the yard work.
Yes, indoor work this weekend, outdoor work next week.
Eric, thanks. With the summer travel season heating up, Gage joining us now, and let the good times roll, right, at least for today.
Yeah, and the clouds are moving out to the east. We're seeing some sunshine move in. So if you're wondering when that sun's arriving, well, here it is. Here's a look outside in downtown Utica. Wow. Great shot of the western sky there. Now, a lot of the eastern portion of our area still has plenty of cloud cover, but you'll see a lot more of this in the sky over the next couple of hours. Either way, as we look across the state, you notice here, still plenty of cloud cover here to the east, but sunshine out west. I'm trying to figure out why these sunshine reports here are showing clouds. I'm guessing the person who's reporting the cloud cover, I think, is including the wispy high-level clouds. Again, these are individual reports from these stations here across the state, so it's preference onto what they consider cloudy or sunny. Either way, it is sunny out there out west, and we're going to see a lot more sunshine in the next couple of hours. Dry in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. It remains dry for the remainder of the day today. If you have any evening plans for your Friday, you got great weather for it. Temperatures at low 70s. Matter of fact, we have rainfall arriving tonight. Right after sunset, though, so we have plenty of time during the daytime to enjoy it. We have a look at the weekend forecast, the rainfall, the temperatures, and all that and more in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A man is facing charges after he...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. On this Friday, happy Friday, everyone. It's turning out to be a pretty nice day so far. Temperatures slowly climbing into the upper 60s, eventually low 70s, and in a live look outside in Utica, the cloud cover is slowly decreasing. More sunshine moving in. The elusive blue sky reaching our area again. So get out and enjoy the weather today. We aren't expecting any rainfall to take place during the evening hours tonight until after sunset. That's when you might see a few early sprinkles from the approaching low pressure to our southwest. So in the meantime, if you're out and about today, get out and enjoy it. Go hit the links, do some golfing this afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 70s again, aside from some decent wind of 8 to 10 miles an hour. Much of the area will be pretty okay for golfing weather. In fact, fantastic for golfing weather. And still, again, be sure to get the WKTV golf card, scan that QR code there. It's a great deal to have for trying out other courses around the region. So, what can we expect this weekend? Well, as I said before, it's cool, it's rainy, but there's some trends that have taken place over the past day or so that's indicating this is not going to be nearly as much of a washout. But that doesn't mean we're out of the woods with rainfall. Here, let me explain. So we've got that rain moving to the north and east. That's a nor'easter. But we've got this trailing cold front. And that's going to basically push a lot of that heaviest of rain out near the capital region and out toward the east. Meaning that, again, today, sunshine, dry weather. Tonight, watch this low pressure move in and watch how that bright yellow is staying out to the eastern part of the area. Maybe parts of Otsego County could get involved in the heavier of rainfall, but as you head farther out west, Camden, Ava, northwestern Eddy County, even parts of Madison, Shenango County, you're going to be avoiding a lot of that heaviest of rain in the morning hours. Either way, we got lingering drizzle and wind. It's going to be a damp and cloudy Saturday, and it's going to be a damp and cloudy Sunday, with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. We're not avoiding the cool weather anytime soon, but the key word in that is soon. We head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, and that summertime heat is slowly going to move its way back into our area. Actually, not really moving back in. It's never really arrived yet. Here it comes next week. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s, and this continues based off of the data, a longer range trend of warmer temperatures. I'm not really seeing anything that points to a major cool down again, and that's something we've seen recently. We've had these warm-ups, we had those signals of major cool downs. For now, I think we're going to get out of the woods with this nice weather next week.
You can hear everybody out there saying it's about time.
Yeah.
Eric, thanks. Tonight, Lester.
With meteorologist Jill Reel joining us today. How you doing?
Good. Bill was just sick of giving everybody the rainy weekend forecast, so he's like, Jill, you can do it.
Jill, you can do it one more
time.
time.
It's like, Jill, you could take care of it. But yes, unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news. We're going to be seeing some rain this weekend. Not right now, though. Right now, we're seeing quiet conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The green you see out to the west, well, that isn't reaching the ground. The air is still quite dry across central New York, so do expect a dry evening, but that is going to change as we head into tonight. So if you are heading outside, gorgeous weather. We're at 72 degrees officially at Griffith Park with a light wind and low humidity. As we go throughout tonight, though, I am going to be tracking some rain that's going to move into the area. Along with that rain, it's going to be quite chilly for both Saturday and for Sunday, but as we head into next week, beginning of June, things are trending drier and warmer, which is some good news, especially for those who are really wanting that summer-like weather. But for this evening, again, temperatures will be holding steady in the upper 60s to low 70s. Rain doesn't develop till tonight. I'll track that rain for the weekend coming up.
All right, Jill, thank you. Bond rating agency Standard.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
At this point, something's got to give, but it looks like we're going to see another wet weekend across central New York, and we've been seeing this since November. Yes, the last time we had a dry weekend was in the middle of November. November is usually one of our wetter months, but it feels like May. It just has not stopped raining. There is some light at the end of the tunnel, but that will be happening in June. So what's happening this weekend? Well, another weekend, another nor'easter. So we are tracking another low pressure system, and that is to our east as we head into this weekend. It will be close enough, it will bring rain to central New York, but far enough away where the heaviest rain will be just to our east. So if you are traveling to Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, even into eastern New York State, you're going to see heavier rain. We will still see rain in central New York, but the heaviest will be just to our east. Now that low pressure system will lift to the north, but we'll be close enough on Sunday to get some wraparound rain. So some showers are in the forecast for Sunday. Will finally dry out as we head into Monday. So if you want to take care of the lawn on our Clinton Tracker MoCast, again, tomorrow, Sunday, not your best bet, but Monday is looking like we're going to begin to dry out. Some darker clouds over downtown Utica, but still dry at this hour. We did see a few peaks of sunshine for today with dry conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. So if you want to head out for a nice evening walk, don't let those clouds fool you. It's going to stay dry as we go throughout the evening and into the first half of tonight. It's not until later tonight that that rain will begin to move into the area. And that rain right now is just to our south and to our west. It's going to push to our north and east. And as it does, it is going to develop into that nor'easter. We're going to have a cold front that you see back towards Toronto push in as well. So that combination is going to keep the heaviest rain to our east as we head into tomorrow. But again, we still will see those showers throughout the day. So on our Skycast, as we head towards tonight, 10 p.m., just a few sprinkles around. Temperatures will stay in the 60s. After midnight is when that rain will move in. So waking up tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., steady rain. But notice the yellows, again, are just to our east. So the heavier rain will be towards Albany, into Massachusetts, and into Vermont. But we will still see that cold rain throughout the day on Saturday. As we head towards Saturday afternoon, the rain will become lighter. But again, check out these temperatures. Highs only in the 50s. We'll be back into the 40s by Saturday evening. Saturday night, we do dry out, but Sunday we're going to get that wraparound rain with some scattered showers throughout the morning. Better chance of some rain showers for Sunday afternoon. So for tonight, rain develops late. We will see those showers and temperatures drop into the 50s, but we're going to stay in the 50s tomorrow with rain throughout the day. But there is some better weather on the horizon. We are going to see, again, some scattered showers as we head towards Sunday. But look at that nice stretch of weather. Of course, it's in the middle of the work week, but we will see 70s and, yes, some 80s as we head towards next week.
Summer.
Finally.
Jill, thank you.
For a little bit.
Hurricane season officially starts on Sunday.
And FEMA says, you back to meteorologist Jill Reel, and she likes trees and shade.
No joke, we were just talking about Earth Science this week about deforestation and the importance of trees with human sustainability. So there you go. I know none of my students are watching, but if they were, they know what we're talking about. If you are going to be planting anything this weekend, you're going to want to bundle up. Temperatures are only going to be in the 50s for tomorrow and for Sunday. I was just telling Jason I haven't planted my garden yet, but I'm going to next week because look at these temperatures. We're going to be in the 60s on Monday, in the 80s by Wednesday. So we're really going to warm up over the next couple of days, which is some great news. Also some great news, quiet conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. If you want to take your dogs for a walk, now is the time to do it because they're going to look like this as we head into the weekend. They're not going to want to get off the couch. That's Coop and Bear from Utica. Tonight's the night to take your dog for that long walk because rain returns as we head into tomorrow and for Sunday. I'll track that rain coming up. Back to you.
Tonight, Lester Holt anchors his final broadcast.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
Well, we've stayed relatively dry today, which is some good news because rain is moving back into the picture as we head into tonight and tomorrow. Now, live look downtown Utica on our Nexus camera. It does look like it's going to rain, but those are just some extra clouds beginning to move into the area. We are expecting dry conditions for this evening. We're currently at 72 degrees and a lot of 70s and upper 60s showing up across central New York. We're at 66 degrees in Otter Lake, 72 in Lowville, 72 as well in Westernville, 73 in Westmoreland, 70 in Little Falls. across the Southern Valley, 68 in Cooper Sound, 66 in Oneonta, and 70 in Hamilton. So the nice, quiet, mild weather, unfortunately, is not going to last as we head into the weekend. But we are dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we actually saw some sunshine today. Now, clouds are beginning to move back into the area from the south and from the west. So you'll notice more in the way of some cloud cover back towards Syracuse and Binghamton, so do expect mostly cloudy skies for this evening. What I am keeping an eye on is a low pressure system now making its way into Pennsylvania. That is going to head to the north and to the east. Behind it, there's a cold front. Now that cold front will bring us some cooler weather for the weekend, but it's also going to push that low pressure system just to our east, giving areas like Albany and Massachusetts the heavier rain. While we will still see rain, we won't see the heaviest rain for Saturday and for Sunday. So let's break it down for you on our Skycast. For this evening, the weather looks quiet, isolated shower by 10 p.m., but it's not till after 1, 2, 3 o'clock tonight where we'll begin to see that steady rain move into the area. You will notice the yellows, the oranges stay to our east, so back towards Albany and into Massachusetts, Vermont, they will see the heaviest rain. We will see steady rain for the morning into the afternoon, but again, the heaviest will be just to our east. Temperature-wise, not looking that great. We're going to start off in the 50s, but with that cold front moving through, we're going to drop into the 40s as we head towards Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. So if you do have any sports events that don't get canceled tomorrow, going to want to bundle up. It's going to be chilly and breezy by tomorrow, 4 p.m., 48 degrees in Utica, 46 in Boonville, 41 in Old Forge. Now, as we head towards Saturday night and Sunday, the steady rain moves out of the area, but we still will see some wraparound rain from that low pressure system. So lake enhanced rain will begin to move into the area, especially Sunday afternoon. And look at those temperatures. We're going to barely make it into the mid 50s by Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening with breezy conditions. But we do finally dry out as we head into Monday. So for tonight, again, that rain arrives late tonight. So if you have your windows open, you probably want to close them before you go to bed. We're talking about steady rain throughout the day tomorrow. We will start off in the 50s, but those temperatures are going to drop into the 40s as we go throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours. Now Sunday, going to be breezy and cool. Temperatures will still be in the upper 50s. Drying out, we'll see 3 dry days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with temperatures making it into the 80s.
Meteorologist Jill Reel with the first look at the forecast.
Yeah, and things aren't shaping up to look pretty nice for this weekend, but quiet for this evening. We're seeing quiet conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We did see a few peaks of sunshine for today, which helped our temperatures. We're at 72 degrees officially at Griffiths Park. That dew point of 52, so it's very comfortable outside. But as we head into tonight and into tomorrow, I am going to be tracking some rain. Yes, another rainy weekend across central New York, especially as we head into Saturday with some lingering showers as we get closer to Sunday. And then as we head towards next week, we do see a stretch of at least 3 days of some dry weather. And within those 3 days, we're going to warm up nicely. We're talking about temperatures in the 80s as we head towards the middle of the week. Now for this evening, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be staying in the mid to upper 60s to low 70s, but rain returns tonight. I'll track the rain amounts and when will it come to an end, of details coming up.
Bond rating agency Standard & Poor's.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
Our one-day stretch of dry weather is going to come to an end as we head into tonight, but still not too bad. On our Nexus camera looking at downtown Utica, mostly cloudy skies and temperatures are pretty nice. We're at 72 degrees at Griffiths Park and we're in the 60s and 70s all across the region, even up north. 67 degrees at Otter Lake, 65 at Inlet, 66 in Long Lake, and then we're in the 70s across the Mohawk Valley, 72 in Westmoreland, 73 in Westernville, 70 in Little Falls, slightly cooler across the southern valleys, 68 in Cooperstown, 66 in Oneonta, and 70 in Hamilton. All in all, not too bad of a day, especially compared to what we've been dealing with all month long with the rain and the cold temperatures. Unfortunately, we're going to end May with rain and cold temperatures for your Saturday. Quiet conditions on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but as we head into tonight, we are going to be tracking a low pressure system and a cold front that will be impacting our weather for Saturday and for Sunday. For this evening, though, just mostly cloudy skies. A few showers now showing up down towards Binghamton. So as we get closer to midnight, we do run that risk for an isolated shower, but you will notice on our SkyCast, better chance of rain late tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. That is because we are tracking this low pressure system that's now moving across Pennsylvania into the Washington, D.C. area. That's going to head up to the coast of New York and Boston. Behind it, there's a cold front. That cold front is going to push this low pressure system just to our east, just keeping the heavy rain back towards Albany and Massachusetts. But with that cold front, it's also going to bring some very chilly temperatures as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. So let's track it all out for you for this evening. Quiet conditions by 10 p.m. Again, an isolated shower possible across the southern valleys. Temperatures will stay in the 50s for tonight, but you're going to want to shut your window before you go to bed because steady rain will be moving in after midnight. By tomorrow morning, waking up with that rain, temperatures in the 50s, but you notice the yellows, the heavier rain is just to our east as you head into Fulton, Montgomery, and into Albany counties. As we head in throughout the day, you're going to notice a drop in temperature. So by Saturday afternoon, we're down into the 40s, low 40s up in Old Forge. The steady rain will taper off as we head towards tomorrow evening. Now, we're not out of the woods. By Sunday, we have what's called wraparound rain. So rain showers will be moving in, especially during Sunday afternoon. It's still quite chilly and breezy with highs in the 50s. So for tonight, we'll stay in the 50s with rain developing as we head into the overnight. Tomorrow, we are going to drop into the 40s in the afternoon, so that 57 you see will happen during the morning hours. And we're going to stay in the 50s as we head towards Sunday with breezy conditions. We just have to ignore this weekend and enjoy the nice stretch of weather while everybody's at work and school next week.
All right, Jill, thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6.
Well, our nice dry day is coming to an end, tracking some rain for tonight and unfortunately for the weekend. Here are your weather headlines as we head into the weekend. Another rainy weekend across central New York, especially for Saturday with some lingering showers on Sunday. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are going to see some dry weather as we head towards next week, especially Monday, Tuesday, and for Wednesday. And on top of that, we'll say goodbye to those 40s and 50s and hello to 70s and 80s. A big warm up as we head to the beginning of June, especially by the middle of next week. Before this weekend, we are tracking widespread rain for your Saturday and then some scattered showers for Sunday. But how much rain are we expecting? We'll look at that rain amount coming up in just a bit.
Jill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
I seem like a broken record, but yes, we are talking about rain once again for this weekend, especially for Saturday. Let's look at that weekend planner. Again, steady rain and some cool weather for both Saturday and Sunday. So what exactly is going on? Why are we seeing the rain once again for both Saturday and for Sunday? Well, we have a low pressure system that is beginning to move in from the south and from the west. It is going to develop in what we call a nor'easter. Now, we normally hear about nor'easters in the winter, but we can get them in the spring as well. This low pressure system is going to develop just to our east, but it's going to be far enough east where the heaviest rain is going to fall closer to the Capital District region into Massachusetts and Vermont, but close enough where we are going to see rain throughout the day on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to get what's called wraparound rain on the other side of this low pressure system before it begins to move out as we head towards Monday. So a lot of moving parts with this low pressure system. Not only are we dealing with that, but we're also having a cold front to our north that's going to usher in some chilly air, especially as we head towards Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and then bring us some breezy conditions as we get closer to Sunday. So this low pressure system is going to bring some rain for tonight, but really bring that steady rain as we head towards Saturday morning and into Saturday afternoon. And then along with that, that cold front is going to usher in some chilly temperatures. So let's track it out for you. Waking up tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., you'll notice the yellows showing up back towards Albany. That's where the heaviest rain is going to be. So if you are traveling east tomorrow, do expect more in the way of some rain. If you're traveling west, less in the way of rain. We're smack dab right in the middle, so we will see some steady light rain throughout the day. Notice temperatures starting off in the 50s, but as we head towards the afternoon, by 4 p.m., we're down into the 40s. That cooler air is going to move in by tomorrow, and with that, the wind is going to pick up as well. Now, as we head towards Sunday, relatively dry to start, a few sprinkles, but due to that daytime heating and that low pressure system to our north and east, we're going to get that wraparound rain as we head towards Sunday afternoon. And check out those temperatures. Again, they're going to be struggling to get out of the 40s. We'll eventually make our way into the 50s, but with that wind, it's going to be quite chilly. A good indoor weekend once again. So for tonight, that rain continues to move on in. Temperatures will be in the 50s. We'll start off in the 50s tomorrow, but those temperatures will drop in the 40s as we head towards the afternoon. And then hopefully things come to an end as we head towards Monday with a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the upper 60s, upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday, and then finally some summer-like weather by Wednesday and Thursday. Now there is some indication for some thunderstorms Thursday, but regardless, we will see temperatures back into the 80s.
All right, Jill.
Well, our nice dry day is coming to an end, tracking some rain for tonight and unfortunately for the weekend. Here are your weather headlines as we head into the weekend. Another rainy weekend across central New York, especially for Saturday, with some lingering showers on Sunday. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are going to see some dry weather as we head towards next week, especially Monday, Tuesday, and for Wednesday. And on top of that, we'll say goodbye to those 40s and 50s and hello to 70s and 80s. A big warm up as we head to the beginning of June, especially by the middle of next week. Before this weekend, we are tracking widespread rain for your Saturday and then some scattered showers for Sunday. But how much rain are we expecting? We'll look at that rain amount coming up in just a bit.
Jill, thank you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Rio.
I seem like a broken record, but yes, we are talking about rain once again for this weekend, especially for Saturday. Let's look at that weekend planner. Again, steady rain and some cool weather for both Saturday and Sunday. So what exactly is going on? Why are we seeing the rain once again for both Saturday and for Sunday? Well, we have a low pressure system that is beginning to move in from the south and from the west. It is going to develop in what we call a nor'easter. Now, we normally hear about nor'easters in the winter, but we can get them in the spring as well. This low pressure system is going to develop just to our east, but it's going to be far enough east where the heaviest rain is going to fall closer to the Capital District region into Massachusetts and Vermont, but close enough where we are going to see rain throughout the day on Saturday. Sunday, we're going to get what's called wraparound rain on the other side of this low pressure system before it begins to move out as we head towards Monday. So a lot of moving parts with this low pressure system. Not only are we dealing with that, but we're also having a cold front to our north that's going to usher in some chilly air, especially as we head towards Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and then bring us some breezy conditions as we get closer to Sunday. So this low pressure system is going to bring some rain for tonight, but really bring that steady rain as we head towards Saturday morning and into Saturday afternoon. And then along with that, that cold front is going to usher in some chilly temperatures. So let's track it out for you. Waking up tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., you'll notice the yellows showing up back towards Albany. That's where the heaviest rain is going to be. So if you are traveling east tomorrow, do expect more in the way of some rain. If you're traveling west, less in the way of rain. We're smack dab right in the middle, so we will see some steady light rain throughout the day. Notice temperatures starting off in the 50s, but as we head towards the afternoon, by 4 p.m., we're down into the 40s. That cooler air is going to move in by tomorrow, and with that, the wind is going to pick up as well. Now, as we head towards Sunday, Relatively dry to start, a few sprinkles, but due to that daytime heating and that low pressure system to our north and east, we're going to get that wraparound rain as we head towards Sunday afternoon. And check out those temperatures. Again, they're going to be struggling to get out of the 40s. We'll eventually make our way into the 50s, but with that wind, it's going to be quite chilly. A good indoor weekend once again. So for tonight, that rain continues to move on in. Temperatures will be in the 50s. We'll start off in the 50s tomorrow, but those temperatures will drop in the 40s as we head towards the afternoon. And then hopefully things come to an end as we head towards Monday with a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the upper 60s, upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday, and then finally some summer-like weather by Wednesday and Thursday. Now there is some indication for some thunderstorms Thursday, but regardless, we will see temperatures back into the 80s.